Welcome back to my room. We have a different setup going today, so hopefully it looks all right. Today I wanted to talk about life and why it means nothing. Now, if you've ever talked to me about these kinds of things, you know that I always strive and vouch for people finding purpose in their life and having some sort of meaning behind what they're doing. But if you really think about it, nothing in this world, no events, nothing in life, or even your life itself, has any meaning to it unless you attribute your own meaning to it. So, for example, I got rejected by an internship from a company that I really wanted to work for. Is that a good or a bad thing? Well, if you just take that event by itself, it's not necessarily good or bad. It's just an event. It's neutral. But say the emotions that I attach to it, oh, it was my dream company. I worked so hard. I spent so many hours networking with them. All these different things. You could see how you could develop a negative reaction or emotion attached to that event. But in reality, that event just happened. If you take it at face value or even get a third party's opinion about the event, that person will have an outside view of the subject or of the event, and they won't have those same internal feelings that you have about that event. So, about getting rejected from that internship. So, in essence, what I wanted to say is that there are no good or bad events. It's all about how you perceive the event. So, if something happens, if you react negatively to it, then it's perceived as a negative event, when in reality, it could be perceived as a positive event. So if we refer back to that example where I got rejected from an internship, instead of me viewing it as a negative and saying, look how much time I wasted and how much time I could have spent doing these other things, I could reframe it in my own mind by saying, now I have more open time in the summer to work on things that I'm really passionate about, or even maybe next year there's an even better opportunity with that same company that I'm still looking to join. There's definitely ways that you can think about the events that happen in your life to turn them from a negative or what you thought was a negative into a positive event. So I guess my words of wisdom for today is that if you reframe the way you think about certain events, every event is neutral. It's just the ways that you think about the events or the reactions that you give to the events that give it meaning. Additionally, we could talk about the statement and the title of today's video, Your Life Has No Meaning. So, this is in the sense that we're all just pieces of flesh sitting here on this earth and going through the motions, going through the routines. But if you find some way to, like I talked about earlier, about framing neutral events in a positive or a negative light, if you are able to attribute some sort of meaning to your life, then that's all that really matters, because anybody looking at an outside perspective could say, oh, this person over here is just a piece of meat living on this rotating rock in space. You have a version of your life where, from the inside looking out, you have a purpose of helping other people, making sure that they are achieving better versions of themselves, either professionally, personally, what have it. But if you attribute some purpose, some meaning to your life, it will have meaning. But without that, your life means nothing. See you next time.